Okay, morning. So today is the 9th of December. Okay, again for English, I'm checking through the tasks that you have completed yesterday. Okay, then there's one sentence that I want you to go back and check the sentence. Okay, look at the sentence on the screen, which is on page 28. Page 28, sentence number 9. Thereupon, okay, whenever you're ready. Right. So as you read through the sample sentence, he signed the contract and thereupon became the new manager. So with that say, the contract that he was signing, it's about being promoted to manager level or being promoted to the manager position, right? Okay. And then your sentence, you wrote, she joined the art club and thereupon became the art club's leader. It's not that the grammar of the sentence is not right, but the content itself is creating a lot of question mark to your readers. So does it mean that if I want to become, let's say, Miss World 2025, what I need to do is just join the Miss World competition, and thereupon I will become Miss World 2025? Is that just that easy? So there's something wrong with the content of the sentence, which doesn't really make sense. So when we are writing sentences, not only, of course, grammar is important, okay, but besides grammar, there's another part that is important is the content of the sentence, which it has to make sense. Okay, you can make simple sentences, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with simple sentence. This okay, but the thing about the sentence is it has to make sense. All right. Okay, can you edit your sentence? Make it make it a sentence with better sense. You can still use the sentence, but make it more sense, right? How to make sense of the sentence? Can you write down the sentence just now and adjust from there? You don't have to erase the whole sentence. You just have to make sense of that sentence. Use the same sentence but make sense of it. How to become a club leaders. Isn't it just as simple as joining the club and you become the club leader? It doesn't make sense. So how to become a club leader? Of course, if you want to become the club leader, the first step is to join the club. But joining the club doesn't mean that you can become the club leader. You still have to show your contribution. You have to do something to show your contribution. What do you think a person has to go through to be the leader of the club? Can you become the leader of a club just like that? Yeah. Then how? According to what you know, how if a person wants to become a club leader, what he or she has to go through before he or she can actually become a club leader? Or make many contribution. Contributions. Any contributions? So is it joining the club or making contribution that make her the club leader? Make many contribution and thereupon became the club leader. Okay, okay, the rest is all right. Okay, now we'll move on to another set of transition words. Okay, down below. Okay, these are around 30 transition words down there. Okay, the first one being, although this may be true. Okay, so although this may be true, it's a really good sentence starter. All right, if you want to convey something that is true. All right, so although this may be true, we still need more evidence. Yeah. Okay, like, oh yeah, we believe that he is not UT. Okay, but how are we going to prove that he's not guilty? We still need more evidence. Okay, do you know that, when I wake up this morning, I, have a quick review on the news, on what's happening, in just a recent few hours while I was sleeping. The biggest news or the first news I saw on the internet was the earthquake in Japan. Do you know that? Okay. Do you read news? No. Okay, please turn on your speaker. All right. Okay, do you know that, from the very early of 2025, somewhere around January, February, um, there are news and there are some information about the possible earthquake in Japan, in Taiwan, and perhaps more frequently all around the world. And now we are almost the end of 2025. Back in those days, at the very beginning of the year, there are people trying to warn, saying that, in year 2025, okay, try not to travel to places like Japan or Korea. Those are the countries that are located in the north, the eastern north of the earth. So those are the high risk and potential area for earthquake. And back in those time, January and February in 2025, a lot of people, they don't believe. Okay, they would just say, oh yeah, it's just a rumor, because you never know what is happening ahead of us. And now that we're at the end of year 2025, and we do see a lot of earthquake happening throughout the whole year, even including places or country that we don't even imagine, or we don't even predict that earthquake would have happened in those places. All right, and not only earthquake happen, there are volcano eruption as well. So now looking back, okay, now we're at the end of 2025. Now looking back at during that time at the very beginning of year 2025, there are people saying that, oh yeah, don't believe this, don't believe the rumors of earthquake and volcanic eruption. But now looking back, we would never know what happened. Okay, so even though although this may be true, like the news of potential earthquake, potential volcanic eruption, and there is also advice from some experts, okay, geological experts advising that we should not travel to places that are located in the eastern north of the earth, like Japan, Korea, or even the eastern north part of China, Russia. Okay, so although it might be true, at the very beginning of year 2025, this may be true that these are the places with high risk of earthquake and volcanic eruption. Okay, so we still need more evidence. And now, by the end of 2025, we have a lot of evidence because we have many cases of earthquake, volcanic eruption that has already happened, and we see it. We have it, we have a data to prove that it wasn't a rumor, right? Okay, now Kalinda, if someone tells you that, Kalinda, I'll tell you what, even if you study 10 hours a day, or you don't even study any, you don't study at all, you will still score the same grades. You will still get the same grade. Who cares? It may be true, but what's your choice? Are you going to study or not to study? Kalinda, if someone tells you that if you study, okay, if you do study, you will score, let's say, 60 marks. But if you don't study, you still got 60 marks. So are you going to trust it? It may be true, I don't know. It may be true that with or without study, you still score 60 marks. But what are you going to do? Study or not to study? You still want to put your effort? Your choice. Say, oh, my teacher told me, my teacher told me that even if I don't study, if I study compared to if I don't study, I will still score 60 marks. So although this may be true, so I still I still need what I don't know about you. I'm not you. Okay, my teacher told me regardless of the effort I had put in for my studies, teacher told me that despite effort I have put in for my study, okay, effort that I would fail the, the test I put in. Oh, okay, continue the sentence. Yeah, my teacher might be, he or she might be right. So this may be true. What my teacher told me might be true. But what are you going to do? Okay, Kalinda,
Hmm?
never use although and but together. And you study. field and keep studying. Keep studying. Okay? And still keep studying. All right, okay. B, number 2, but I wanted to go, but I was too tired. Okay, this one is simple. Okay, number 3, although it was raining, they went hiking. So they don't care, they don't even care about the rainy day. They still went hiking, right? Okay, number 4, in contrast and still, right? Now he's very outgoing. In contrast, his brother is shy. Okay, outgoing to show that someone who has a really positive attitude or behavior, like to go out and meet people, to be able to social. Now, in contrast, okay, so we're making a comparison. Okay, so compared to his brother who is very shy, okay, and still they get along well. All right, so we have one outgoing personality and one which is more introvert who is very shy, um, and still they get well. Okay, they get along with each other very well. Okay, think about the contrasting examples. No, you can compare, for example, now this is a sample sentence that give a comparison for, personality. Okay, what else can be compared besides personality? You can compare the food. You can compare about the food. You can compare it about the traffic condition, or you can compare it about places, city and countryside, right? Contrasting effect, things that can give contrasting effect. If you compare it about food, like for example, um, have you ever imagined that chips and yogurt can go well together? Uh, but I believe that I think maybe in Malaysia, if you go and ask any typical Malaysian and tell them to eat chips and yogurt together, they would feel it odd. Okay? They would feel it odd. You get what I mean? Okay, because maybe it's because of the cultural difference, or most of the Malaysian they don't have the culture, or they don't have the habit of having chips and yogurt together, right? And so to Malaysian, yogurt and chips, they are contrasting to each other, right? Okay, can you hear me speaking clearly? Is my voice clear to you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. She loves hiking. Okay, she loves hiking. Her friend likes swimming. Grammar. Okay, that's something to do with the grammar. The first sentence, the first part of the sentence. Just keep your sentence short, simple, and precise. You don't have to say she loves to go hiking, just she loves hiking enough. Her friend likes swimming. Okay, number 5. Instead, I didn't go to the party. Instead, I stayed home and read a book. Instead, meaning that, I mean, like sometimes when you have two choices, like the first choice is going to a party, the second choice is stay at home and read the books. So I choose these over the other. So you get what I mean? So that's one when we're using the word instead, right? Like I'm choosing A instead of B, or it can be I'm choosing B instead of A. Okay. The 6, different from. This book is different from the one I read last week. Okay, it can be the same, like we're still talking about book, but this book is different from the other book. All right, it can be about book or it can be about food. Like, I'm still eating the same type of food, but this one is different from that one. Okay, let's say pizza. Okay, do you know that there are pizza of different flavors with different toppings, right? And so this pizza is different from the other one. Okay, and some pizza, um, it's more chewy and thick with the flour, but another pizza is still pizza, but it seems like it is more crunchy. The bread is thinner, right? And it follows your taste. Some people like it thick, okay, with a thick bread. Some people like it thin bread and crispy texture. All right. Or we have Disneyland all over the world. Okay, so basically the layout of the Disneyland from different countries is different, and still you do find some differences from one Disneyland to another. Do you understand what I'm saying? I went to. All right. Okay, number 7. Unlike his sister, he loves playing sport. So meaning that his sister like or does not like playing sport.
Does not.
Okay, number 8. Whereas she enjoy classical music, whereas he prefers rock. Okay, so it's like again a contrasting effect. One prefer classical, another one prefer rock music. Okay, so we use whereas to show contrasting effect. Okay, 9, of course, but of course I want to help, but I don't have time right now. I have to teach it, okay? 10, or you can take the bus or you can walk. Okay, you have options. Option A or option B. Okay, if you want to eat a burger or fries, all right. 11. Despite the rain, the event continue as planned. So even though it's raining, the event continue despite the rain, meaning that I don't care about the rain. The event continue. All right. All right. Okay. Number 12. On the other hand, and yet the job pays well. On the other hand, it requires long hours, and yet many people want it. Do you know that sometimes there are like big companies, the real famous one, the people know that they have to work long hours, and yet people are chasing after the job, right? Or have you ever seen any examples of things that doesn't seem to make sense, um, but people are chasing after it? Any example? Like iPhone? Have you ever seen people lining up maybe as early as 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning
Yeah.
just to line up for the latest version of iPhone?
Yeah.
And iPhone is not cheap. Is it cheap? Not cheap. And why do people line up to pay for something that is not cheap? Uh, I mean, of course, we know that iPhone, it has the features that no other phone can have, right? So, so okay, maybe because people value the technology that iPhone is equipped with, but knowing that iPhone is not cheap, it's not cheap. Yes, it has the technology, but it's not cheap, and yet people line up for it. All right. It's very expensive. People buy it. Okay, right. Okay, so Kalina, you can go now for a 20-minute break. All right. Okay, so after 20-minute break, get ready with, okay, for science today. Okay, number one, we're going to continue with some of the tasks from fair test in plant grow. Okay, the same attachment on the 3rd of December. And then I do attach the extra PDF file, which is something to do with environment. Okay, get ready with these two. All right.